Well, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter. For those of you that may not know me, welcome. Well, we're in September. Fall is on its way, right? You can almost sense the cooling of the air, right? Almost. Well, I'd like to do a shout out this morning. It's my dad's birthday. My dad. Happy birthday, Dad. He's 89 years old today. 89 years young, as he would put it. And he's celebrating massively, as he always does. But I just have to give you just give a shout out to the ones you love, right? Well, this theme for this month is spiritual mind treatment. And last month was the form of spiritual mind treatment. And what we're talking about is prayer. You know, there's no right or wrong way to pray, but there are scientific ways that work more effectively than others that we have found in this teaching. But I'll just tell you that there's no wrong way to pray. There's not a right way and a wrong way, but there are different ways to pray. I used to pray by saying, please God, if you would do this for me, I will go to church every Sunday. I will never eat sugar again, and I will never go to that liquor store again. You know, how you barter, you know, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. And then, you know, it gets like, well, maybe I could just have a little sugar, you know, maybe I could, you know, just change things up a bit. And what I've found in this teaching is that there is a method to, well, today's title is Treatment and Feeling. Do it once more with feeling. Oh boy, have you ever heard that? I didn't quite feel it. Could you do it again for me? I worked in Hollywood. I used to be a sound editor for cartoons, and I'd sit in the sessions and watch as the director in the booth would coach the talent on how to give a good line reading without actually giving them a line reading, because you don't want to give an actor, you know, do it like this. You want to coerce them into it. And it was always, do it more with feeling. Feeling. But see, this is so important in what we teach, because feeling is everything. The purpose of a treatment is to change a circumstance. You usually have come to prayer because you want to change something in your life. We go through the process, following the steps of treatment, to get to the place where we can feel that the treatment has worked, that the circumstances has changed. When we believe it, we can feel it. Now, when you come to a practitioner and you tell them your story of what you are experiencing or what you would like to experience, it doesn't matter if you walk away feeling it or not. It's all in the practitioner. The practitioner, who is the one who is doing the prayer, has to evoke the feeling in their own self. Because this is what we believe, is that if we are all one, there's only one of us here. God, expressing as the billions of demonstrations that exist in your seat today. So if one person can change their feeling, the one who's doing the prayer, everything else changes. Now, it's good for the client to have a change of heart too. But that will come in time. If they don't feel it immediately, something will shift eventually. Because if they're coming for prayer, they're open to it, right? But usually we're stuck. You know, have you ever been stuck in a situation? Have you ever been stuck, like, you know, had a block in your life? Maybe you were perpetually doing a same illness over and over. Or maybe you were a relationship repeat offender. I'm just saying, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying, it took me several lifetimes to get that one, right? And I'm still walking through stuff. Hey, just because you can become a minister doesn't mean all your challenges go away. It just means you get to live them like a frog, out in the open, You just get to really see what's going on. Ernest Holmes wrote in Science of Mind, it is not necessary that the patient, or I would say the client, should feel anything unusual. There's no particular sensation which accompanies a treatment. Neither is it necessary that practitioner should feel anything other than the truth of the words they are speaking. You know the truth when you feel it, when you know it. You know. You can have the sensation of truth, don't you? Usually you check in with your filter, your BS filter, belief system filter. What are you guys thinking? Your belief system, you'll check in with it. That is your filter. And when it doesn't feel right, somebody may go, this is the truth for me. And you're going, oh, BS, belief system. Because it rings true or it does not. Because we stand in the doorway of our consciousness, right? And we allow things in, or we say, that's not for me. But so many times in our life, we have not stood in that doorway. We have allowed whatever happened to just come in. We just invited it all in. We actually gave these people our phone numbers. Come on in. We've all been there. And I've given people my phone numbers that I wish I hadn't, right? But this is part of the learning experience. So we can use prayer to change conditions. Now, I'm going to briefly, all last month we put up the 5 steps of treatment, and we're going to do it again. But just go ahead and throw it up there. And I've printed this out. Well, not this one, but the 5 steps of treatment are on the back counter if you'd like to take it home with you so you can study it. Or why don't you sign up for the foundation class and learn what the 5 steps are. That's a really great way to do it. This is a selfless plug. It's not that we make a whole lot of money on the classes. I want you to have the knowledge of this teaching. That's really what the classes are for. It's not about, providing money for the church. Or it does that. It allows us to keep the doors open and the air conditioning or the heater on. But it allows us to share this teaching with the community. When you know how these 5 steps work, you have power. Knowledge is power. Now, like I said, I used to beseech, please, God, if you would just do this for me. And God would say, please, Steve, if you would just tell me what you want, I can bring it to you. Right? Because you get exactly back what you put out. If you get a question, you get a question back. That's why we state what we choose to be, do, and have in treatment. God is, step 1. You are part of the allness that is step 2. I choose. So you state what you're choosing as already done. I am in perfect health. I have the perfect relationship. I am abundantly prosperous. I have all the creative energy flowing through me right now. And I'm so grateful that it is so. And I put these words directly into that law that does it. I don't do it of myself. I release it into the Word, into the law, and it is done. That's how the 5 steps of treatment go. So, I'm trying to teach you something. You can go ahead and take that down now, because I don't want to be distracted by those 5 steps. I'm trying to teach you something that can only be felt. This is called the fire in the belly. The fire in the belly. I can't teach you how to have your own experience, but I can share my experience with you that might give you your own fire in the belly. And you've all had it. You wouldn't be here if you weren't feeling something. So, let's play a little game right now, okay? I'm full of energy. Please just repeat that. Go ahead and bring the lights up. I am full of energy.
I am full of energy.
You're full of belief system. Now feel the energy. I am full of energy. I am full of energy. Okay. Now I want you to feel it in every fiber of your being. I am full of energy.
I am full of energy.
Did you see how it got a little louder? You know, you felt it. I feel it. Do you feel the energy in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's go in a different direction. I am filled with peace.
I am filled with peace.
Okay, now bring the lights down just a little, and I want you to whisper it. I am filled with peace. Now breathe. Now we're going to speak it in our own minds without anything audible. Okay? Okay. Bring it back. Bring the lights up. Do you see the difference? When you feel it, and the lights were just to add to the feeling nature. And sometimes when we really want to do a prayer, light a candle, light some incense, surround yourself in beauty and nature. Put your phone away, unless it's going to be playing meditation music. Right? Put it on Do Not Disturb. It's okay to put it on Do Not Disturb once in a while. And if you don't have 100% of power, that's okay too. We're always trying to plug our phone in. Do you ever notice that? Oh, I'm at 80%. What am I going to do? 80%. I got to get back to 9. It's okay to get to 49%. Now, you know, it's okay. Let yourself go a little here, right? Think how it's like our umbilical. We're so attached to those things. So what do you do when you've prayed and it doesn't work? You go, well, this stuff doesn't work. This stuff doesn't work. Because you believe that it doesn't work, it's working perfectly by not working. Think about it. If it's done unto you as you believe, as is the little word that catches you up. It's not done unto you because you think you believe it. Here's a wake-up call. If there are things in your life you don't like, that you're treating about, it's because we have allowed it. I know, it's like, I didn't call in that sickness. I didn't call in that situation. But something in you allowed it. I'm not, and this isn't to say, oh, you're the problem. This is to identify that if you have the power to bring it in, you have the power to let it go. And it's all done with feeling. So when we treat and something doesn't work correctly, what do? We keep treating. We don't go, this stuff doesn't work. Keep affirming what you do choose to be, do, and have. What does it look like? Be there in consciousness. A good practitioner does not treat to their demonstration. They treat from the consciousness of being it already. See the difference? You don't try to make anything happen. You of yourself can't make any money. Yeah, I have this little machine. I'm going to go make some money. Ding, 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 ding. No, it is the power within us that allows us to have all the right situations in all the right places so that it can happen. And that's how we make money, is we get an alignment with truth and power. So it gets easier with practice. You begin to have success, and that reminds you that you're able to speak your word. If you find that you cannot get to the place where you feel you already have what you're choosing to call forward, call a practitioner, call a good friend, call a minister, call someone and say, you know what? I'm too close to this situation to know the truth about it. This is what it means to not see the forest through the trees. I don't see the forest because I can't see anything because what I am speaks so loud I can't hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need to be still and know. Be still and know that I am God. I'd like to tell a little story about feeling nature. So this may get you to tear up a bit every time, and I'll do my best to get through it without having a tear myself. But I may appear to be a big, strong non-crier, but boy, once the floodgates open, right? Okay, so this Friday night, I went to one of my first college football games. A friend of mine had a player in the game. He's a high school star, incredible, talented quarterback. And he was recruited by a college and given a full scholarship. And last summer, after signing all the paperwork, he realized that there was a problem with his knee. Like a big problem. Like a life-changing problem that could, if it wasn't addressed properly in the moment, become a bigger challenge. But it was addressed, there was an operation performed, and it was successful. And the college said, look, we're going to support you no matter what. You've signed with us. Regardless if your knee becomes more of a challenge, we're still going to allow you to play for us. I mean, what a great, you get your scholarship and, you get it pulled because you have a knee injury. Well, Friday night was the first game for this college. And he's the third string quarterback, which means you're third in line. And because he's a freshman, called a redshirt, the new rules are you can only play in 4 games your first year. 4 games. Now this kid has played star high school, and he actually missed the last year of high school because of his knee. He didn't get to break all the records and do all the great things. So he's on the sidelines keeping stats. He's all ready to go, He's keeping stats, though. That's what they do with the players that aren't, they give him a job, You keep all the records of who's in, who's out, who plays what part, and what, is a completion or not, or, all the stats. It's a big job. Well, the game, they were up 60 points, fourth quarter. 60 points. I mean, in football, that's a lot of touchdowns, right? Now, this can go one of 2 ways. Either they put him in because they're up so much, or they keep him out because they're up so much, right? Well, I saw him starting to warm up. He's got his helmet on by the sidelines. He's starting to throw passes. I'm like, they're going to put him in. They're going to put him in. And lo and behold, for 4 plays, they put him in. They put this kid in. Now, he's third string quarterback. He's a very talented quarterback, and he can throw the ball. But when you're up that much, you really don't want to throw the ball, if you know football. So he's nervous, and he gets up to the line, and he realizes things aren't right, and he does what's calling an audible, which means, you know how they huddle and you just call the play? Well, he changed the play at the line, which means he goes, okay, everybody, 14 instead of 12, and everybody's looking around. He hikes the ball and turns, and the running back runs right by the other way. So he took the ball and he ran. And he ran, and he didn't run very far, but he completed the play even though, okay? You know that feeling where you're doing something like you've always done before, and then it's like, wait, what? And I hear over the loudspeaker, the quarterback called an audible. Like he meant to do that. Yay! So it was that feeling like, and then he stayed in for 3 more plays doing, great work. Great work for this new quarterback. And I was just thrilled to see, I was sitting next to his mom. Could you imagine your son's down there realizing a dream? I mean, truly. And the game went on. Of course, they won 67-19 or something like it. It was great. And afterwards, after the team rushed out and people started to clear away, there's a little group of family members that gathers outside where the players come out to talk to their families after the game. When he saw his mom, he came and gave her the biggest hug and started to cry uncontrollably because he had realized that dream to play in college. I mean, this was huge. He broke down in his uniform. He became just like everybody else after you realized your dream, after his knee was operated on. Now we have all had that feeling, haven't we? Where we thought something was not going to happen. Do you see the feeling nature in this? I mean, I'm an outside family member, but I'm witnessing this, and I am mush. I'm crying myself just to witness this. Because how good it is to realize a dream, right? How good it is when you've made a job application to get a call from the manager when they say, "You're what we're looking for." Do you know what I mean? We've all had that experience, haven't we? To some degree. Or we're going to have it. Or we dream of having it. But that is the feeling nature that it takes to demonstrate a prayer. Okay? So, I know we've gone over the last couple weeks, and I thank you for your patience as we've gone through this last month we had a lot of extra business to attend to, and we're coming up to an incredible meeting next Sunday. But I want to, in conclusion, just say your feeling nature is so powerful that you can cause the universe to shift just by your belief in it. Our treatment begins and ends in our own mentality. When we realize that behind our words are feelings, it is the feeling of the power of the universe behind us. When you can feel that power operating through your word, we know our treatment is complete. And so it is. Okay. So let's bring a little bit of that feeling into this moment, shall we? If you'd like. So I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable, or take a soft focus on the beautiful flowers. But I invite you to bring to mind what you believe the power of the universe is to you. Call it Jesus, or Great Spirit, or Goddess energy, or whatever it is for you. That's your business. That's between you and what you believe the energy of creation is for you. But I think we can agree that there is a power. And as we open ourselves to that energy of love and of feeling, something wonderful is tapped into. Something wonderful is connected with right here and right now. And that each one of us is a divine emanation of the energy that guides the stars, that causes the sun to shine. There's the power of the rain, of the sunshine, of the wind. It is the power that beats our heart, breathes our bodies, and sends all the right molecules to all the right places within our bodies to allow healing to occur. And it sends all the right energy and information into our lives to allow a miracle to happen. And as we open ourselves up to that miraculous, healing, revealing energy of the universe and just say yes, we allow the love of that power to permeate every situation. I may not know what your situation is, but I know that God knows. And as we invite that power of creation into those places, it is activated. A new connection is now being made. A new healing now has a neural pathway to express itself. A new love of the universe is being held in the arms of that hug, of that love, of that connection, that divine connection. Something wonderful is happening right here and right now by means of you. It is not happening by you, but it is happening as you believe. So we give great thanks right now. Great thanks for the universal, powerful love energy that flows through our demonstration, through that connection, through the demonstration of our prayer. It is good to give thanks in advance for those demonstrations. And as we do, we let go. We completely release these words into that living, loving law of mind where its work is done. And as we let go, we are released in a way in consciousness that allows the miracles of the universe to be in our everyday lives. So I claim it as we anchor it together by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay.